Miso, a paste so simple yet so profound, plays a pivotal role in cuisines around the world. It's a staple in Japanese kitchens, a powerful ingredient that transforms a dish with its deep umami. But miso isn't just a flavor. It's the result of a meticulous and ancient craft, one that's been refined for centuries. The process is almost like alchemy, where soybeans, grains, salt, and a culture of mold work together to create a unique, fermented masterpiece. It all starts with soybeans. They're soaked, boiled, and mashed, ready to interact with Koji, the special mold that ignites the fermentation process. Koji, often referred to as the soul of miso, is cultivated on steamed rice or barley, bringing essential enzymes that break down the starches and proteins in the soybeans, allowing the flavors to bloom over time. Once combined, the mixture is left to ferment in large vats or barrels, where it sits, slowly transforming under the watchful care of the maker. Fermentation is where the magic happens. Over weeks, months, and sometimes even years, the flavors develop. A complex interplay of microorganisms, including bacteria and yeast, breaks down the ingredients into amino acids and sugars, creating a rich, savory profile. The environment, temperature, humidity, and even the region's climate shapes the final taste. Different types of miso, from the light and sweet white miso to the dark and robust red miso, emerge from slight variations in this process. The journey of miso from simple ingredients to complex paste is a testament to both nature's power and the skill of those who make it. It's a craft that takes patience, expertise, and a deep understanding of fermentation. And in every bite of miso, you can taste the time and care that went into making it. 1. The ancient origins of miso. Miso has a rich and fascinating history that stretches back over 1,000 years. It's not just a modern food trend, but a product of ancient traditions, deeply rooted in Chinese and Japanese culture. Its journey began in China, where it was first used as a medicine. Back then, it wasn't the savory paste we know today, but a more liquid form made from fermented soybeans. This was believed to have health benefits, particularly for digestion and boosting energy. As miso evolved, it made its way to Japan, where it was embraced and transformed. By the 8th century, miso was a staple food in Japanese kitchens, prized for its ability to provide rich flavor and nourishment. It wasn't just eaten for its taste, it was seen as an essential part of a balanced diet. Japanese monks also played a key role in the spread of miso, especially during the 12th century, using it to stay energized during long periods of fasting and meditation. In Japan, miso became more than just a food item, it became a symbol of life and vitality. Different regions in Japan started making their own versions of miso, each influenced by local ingredients, climates, and traditions. These regional differences led to a wide variety of miso flavors and types, from the mild, sweet white miso to the stronger, saltier red miso. Even today, miso is seen as a cornerstone of Japanese cuisine. Its journey from ancient China to modern-day kitchens shows how much more than just flavor it holds. It's a food steeped in history, culture, and deep-rooted wisdom about health and nourishment. 2. The heart of miso, Koji mold. At the core of miso's unique flavor is a tiny organism that has been at the center of fermentation for centuries, Koji mold. This mold is so important that it's often called the soul of miso. But what exactly is it? Koji is a type of mold known scientifically as Aspergillus oryzae. It's not just any mold. This tiny fungus has the power to transform rice, barley, and soybeans into something extraordinary. The magic starts when Koji mold is introduced to steamed grains or soybeans. When the mold is cultivated on these ingredients, it breaks down the starches and proteins, turning them into sugars and amino acids. This is where miso begins to come alive. Without Koji, there would be no fermentation, no transformation, and no flavor. Koji essentially kickstarts the entire process by creating the enzymes that break down complex molecules into simpler ones, giving miso its rich, savory, umami-packed taste. What makes Koji even more fascinating is its role in creating a wide range of fermented foods, not just miso. It's also used in making soy sauce, sake, and even certain types of rice vinegar. This mold has been a key player in the culinary world for centuries, and it continues to be used today in kitchens around the world. But why is it so essential for miso? Koji mold is the perfect tool for fermentation because it's gentle yet powerful. It creates the right environment for beneficial microorganisms to thrive, helping miso ferment slowly and develop its depth of flavor. The process takes time, but in the end, the mold's work results in that perfect miso paste we all know and love. 3. Fermentation. Time and patience at work. Fermentation is where the true magic of miso happens. It's a process that requires time, patience, and careful attention. The journey from raw ingredients to the rich, flavorful miso paste we know today takes weeks, months, or even years. During fermentation, soybeans, grains, salt, and the powerful Koji mold come together and undergo a dramatic transformation. When the ingredients are first mixed, the fermentation process begins. The enzymes from the Koji mold start breaking down the starches and proteins in the soybeans and grains, turning them into simpler compounds like sugars and amino acids. These compounds are the building blocks of miso's savory, umami flavor. But this is just the beginning. It's during the long fermentation period that miso truly develops its character. The fermentation process is not something that can be rushed. It requires a delicate balance of temperature, humidity, and time. Miso is typically stored in large barrels or vats where it's left to ferment for weeks or even months. During this time, beneficial bacteria and yeast work their magic, breaking down the ingredients even further, which creates the rich, complex flavors that define miso. The longer miso ferments, the deeper and more intense its flavor becomes. This is why some misos, like the dark red variety, are left to ferment for a longer period, resulting in a bold, salty, and robust taste. On the other hand, lighter misos, like white miso, are fermented for a shorter time and have a sweeter, milder flavor. 4. Soybeans, the unsung hero. While Koji mold often steals the spotlight in the miso-making process, soybeans are truly the unsung heroes. These simple legumes are the backbone of miso, providing the essential proteins and amino acids that give miso its signature flavor. Without soybeans, there would be no miso. They are the foundation on which everything else builds. The journey of the soybean in miso making begins long before fermentation. First, soybeans are soaked in water, allowing them to swell and soften. This softening is essential because it makes the beans easier to cook and mash later on. Once the soybeans are cooked and mashed, they form the base of the miso paste, providing the structure for the fermentation process. When the soybeans meet the Koji mold, that's when the magic really begins. Soybeans are packed with proteins, particularly one called soy protein, which is a key ingredient in creating miso's deep umami flavor. The fermentation process breaks down these proteins into amino acids, the building blocks of flavor. One of the most important amino acids produced during this process is glutamate, which is responsible for the savory, umami taste that makes miso so irresistible. In fact, it's this presence of glutamate that makes miso such a satisfying addition to any dish. But soybeans aren't just about flavor, they're also packed with nutrients. They're a great source of protein, fiber, and essential minerals like iron and magnesium. 5. From light to dark, the different miso varieties. Miso is more than just a single paste. It's a range of varieties, each with its unique flavor profile, texture, and uses. From light to dark, these miso types are shaped by the ingredients used, the fermentation time, and the proportions of soybeans and other grains. Each variety brings something special to the table. White miso is the lightest and sweetest variety. Often made with a higher amount of rice or barley, it undergoes a short fermentation period, giving it a mild, fresh flavor. White miso is perfect for dishes that require a subtle, delicate taste, such as soups, dressings, or light marinades. Its sweetness makes it especially popular in spring and summer recipes, offering a bright, refreshing flavor. In contrast, yellow miso offers a middle ground between white and red miso. It's fermented a bit longer and tends to be a bit more complex. The result is a miso that has a balanced taste. Not too sweet, but not overly salty. Yellow miso works well in a variety of dishes, from soups to stir-fries, and it can be used in both savory and slightly sweet preparations. Then there's red miso, a stronger, more intense variety. It's fermented for a longer time, often several months, which gives it a deep, rich flavor with a salty, savory profile. Red miso is ideal for heartier dishes, such as stews, braises, or marinades for meats, where its robust flavor can really shine through. Lastly, black miso is the darkest and most intense, with a very bold flavor. Made with more soybeans and fermented for a longer time, black miso has a complex, umami-packed taste. It's perfect for dishes with strong flavors, like thick soups or savory sauces. Understanding the differences between these miso varieties can elevate your cooking and help you pick the perfect miso for each dish. 6. The science of flavor. Amino acids and umami. Miso's rich and savory flavor is one of the key reasons it's so beloved around the world. But what exactly makes miso taste so good? The secret lies in the science of fermentation, specifically the creation of amino acids and the powerful taste sensation known as umami. When soybeans and grains undergo fermentation with Koji mold, a complex biochemical process begins. During fermentation, proteins in the soybeans are broken down into smaller components called amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, but in the world of flavor, they are also the key to unlocking deep, savory tastes. One of the most important amino acids produced during miso fermentation is glutamate. Glutamate is the compound responsible for the delicious, mouth-watering taste we know as umami. Umami is often referred to as the fifth taste, alongside sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. It's the deep, savory flavor that makes foods like meats, cheeses, and broths so satisfying. Miso is packed with glutamate, which is why it has such a strong umami presence. This is what makes miso such a versatile ingredient. It enhances other flavors, adding richness and complexity to everything it touches. The process of fermentation also creates other amino acids, such as aspartic acid and alanine, which contribute to the overall depth of miso's flavor. Together, these amino acids create a harmonious taste profile that's both savory and slightly sweet, with just enough saltiness to make your taste buds stand up and take notice. Understanding the science of amino acids and umami helps explain why miso has such a satisfying, irresistible flavor. It's a perfect example of how science and nature work together to create something delicious. 7. The role of salt in miso. Salt plays a crucial role in the miso-making process, far beyond simply adding flavor. It's one of the most important ingredients in creating that deep, savory taste we associate with miso, and it also plays a vital role in controlling the fermentation process. When salt is added to the soybeans and Koji mixture, it does more than just make the miso taste salty. Salt is essential for preserving the miso and controlling the rate of fermentation. Without salt, the fermentation would happen too quickly, and the final product could end up sour or spoiled. By regulating the fermentation, salt helps create the perfect balance of flavors: rich, savory, and deeply umami. But salt doesn't just preserve, it also enhances flavor. It acts as a flavor amplifier, allowing the other ingredients in miso to shine through. Salt brings out the natural sweetness of the soybeans and the subtle complexity of the fermented grains. This is why a little salt in miso can go a long way, creating a flavor that is both satisfying and balanced. In addition, salt affects the texture of miso. The salt helps draw out moisture from the soybeans, making the paste thicker and more concentrated. The longer the fermentation process, the more the salt works to create the final texture of the miso, contributing to its smooth, sometimes slightly grainy consistency. 8. Climate's influence on miso flavor. The climate plays a surprisingly important role in the flavor of miso, and this is something many people don't often consider. Just as a wine's taste can be influenced by the region where the grapes are grown, miso's flavor is shaped by the local environment, including temperature, humidity, and even the water used in the process. In Japan, where miso has been made for centuries, different regions produce distinct varieties of miso because of their unique climates. For example, in the colder northern regions, miso is often fermented for a longer time. The cooler temperatures slow down the fermentation process, allowing for more complex, deep flavors to develop. As a result, Miso from colder areas tends to have a stronger, more intense taste, with a deeper umami profile. On the other hand, warmer climates speed up the fermentation process. In places like the warmer southern regions of Japan, miso tends to be lighter and milder because it ferments more quickly. The heat encourages a shorter fermentation period, which means the flavors don't have as much time to develop. This results in a miso that's more delicate and sweet, with less saltiness compared to its northern counterparts. The humidity levels of an area also affect the miso's final flavor. High humidity can create a wetter environment, which allows for a faster fermentation. This can lead to a smoother, lighter miso, as opposed to a drier, more solid paste produced in regions with lower humidity. Even the water used in miso making has an impact on flavor. Soft water, which contains fewer minerals, tends to produce milder misos, while harder water can result in a stronger, more assertive flavor. 9. Miso in modern kitchens. Tradition meets innovation. Miso has transcended its traditional use in Japanese cuisine and found its way into modern kitchens across the world. While it has always been cherished in Japan, chefs and home cooks now use miso in exciting and innovative ways, blending the ancient with the contemporary. This versatility makes miso a kitchen staple, adding rich umami and depth to an array of dishes. In recent years, miso has been experimented with in unexpected culinary areas. It's not just for soups anymore. It's become a key ingredient in marinades, sauces, and dressings. For example, miso is now used as a glaze for meats and fish, providing a delicious, salty-sweet crust that enhances the natural flavors. It also elevates vegetable dishes, turning simple roasted veggies into umami-packed delights. Some chefs even use miso as a secret ingredient in pasta sauces, blending its savory depth with traditional Italian flavors. Beyond savory dishes, miso is being creatively incorporated into desserts. Chefs are pairing miso with chocolate, caramel, and even ice cream to create complex savory-sweet combinations that surprise the taste buds. Miso's natural saltiness balances the sweetness of these treats, adding an unexpected twist to traditional desserts. Miso caramel, for instance, combines the rich, buttery flavors of caramel with a savory depth that makes it utterly irresistible. The rise of plant-based eating has also led to a new appreciation for miso. Its intense umami flavor makes it the perfect ingredient in vegan cooking, where it serves as a substitute for the savory richness of meat. Whether in broths, grain bowls, or stir-fries, miso is helping plant-based dishes shine with a deep, satisfying flavor. Miso's ability to blend tradition with innovation proves that ancient ingredients can still inspire modern culinary creativity. 10. Miso's health benefits, more than just flavor. Miso isn't just a flavor powerhouse, it's also packed with health benefits that make it a great addition to any diet. While many people enjoy miso for its rich umami taste, fewer realize that it's also a nutritional powerhouse with a long history of being valued for its health-boosting properties. One of the most significant benefits of miso is its probiotic content. Because miso is fermented, it contains live beneficial bacteria, which are great for gut health. These probiotics help balance the bacteria in your digestive system, promoting healthy digestion and improving the absorption of nutrients. A healthy gut is linked to improved immune function, reduced inflammation, and even better mood, thanks to the gut-brain connection. This makes miso a natural aid in maintaining a balanced digestive system. Miso is also rich in protein, which is essential for muscle repair and growth. The soybeans used in miso are an excellent plant-based source of protein, making miso a great option for vegetarians and vegans looking to add more protein to their diet. Additionally, miso contains important amino acids, such as glutamine and aspartic acid, which play roles in boosting energy and supporting overall body function. And there you have it. Miso isn't just a flavorful paste, it's a versatile ingredient with a rich history, packed with health benefits and endless possibilities in the kitchen. From its ancient origins to its role in modern dishes, miso continues to surprise and inspire chefs and home cooks alike. If you enjoyed learning about the fascinating world of miso, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with friends who might appreciate the magic of miso too. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more delicious insights, food tips, and cooking inspiration. And if you have any favorite ways to use miso, or if you've tried something new, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear how you incorporate miso into your meals. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep experimenting, keep cooking, and keep enjoying the flavors that make food truly special.